friends, welcome back again. And today I'm going to make a video on Janmashtami. And in this video, I will explain why this festival is celebrated and the story behind the birth of Lord Krishna. The festival of Janmashtami is celebrated in the Bhadrapad month on the 8th Tithi of Krishna Paksha of this month, that is the dark fortnight of the moon of this month. Now, as per the Hindu calendar, the Tithi for Janmashtami starts at 11:25 in the night, okay, on Sunday 29th August, and it extends till 30th August, late night, around 1:59 am. And therefore, as per the English calendar, Janmashtami will be celebrated on 30th August 2021 in India, which falls on a Monday. So without wasting much time, let us try to understand the story behind this festival. So several years ago, there lived a noble king called Ugrasen who had one son called Kamsa and a daughter called Devki. Now, though Ugrasen was a very noble king, Kamsa was a very cruel person and he used to trouble the people in his kingdom, that is the kingdom of Mathura. King Ugrasen often tried to make his son understand and mend his ways, but Kamsa refused to change. In fact, Kamsa had become so powerful that he would overrule his father's authority several times. King Ugrasen liked his son and therefore he did not take concrete steps against the misdeeds of his son. A point in time came when Kamsa's sister Devki grew up and it was decided to give her in marriage to a person called Vasudev. Vasudev was a very truthful person. He never spoke lies. Kansa was very fond of his sister Devki and therefore, after the marriage, he decided to personally drive Devki and Vasudev in a chariot to their bhavan or palace. But as he was driving the chariot, suddenly the sky started thundering and a sound came from the sky. A divine voice came from the skies which said, "O Kamsa, what are you doing? The eighth child born to Devki will be killing you or will be the reason for your death." Now, even though Kamsa loved his sister very much, he wanted to save his own life and therefore he decided to kill Devki and cut her head with his sword. But just as he was about to do this, Vasudev pleaded before Kamsa. He said, "Don't worry, I will give you every child that is born to Devki, but spare her life." Kamsa agreed to what Vasudev said, but he decided to put them in a prison so that he could monitor the childbirth very closely and kill the child once it was born. Vasudev had promised that he would give every child born to Devki to Kamsa. And with this promise, Kamsa agreed to spare Devki's life. Now, though King Ugrasen objected to this, and King Ugrasen was not in favor of Kamsa putting Devki and Vasudev in a prison, Kamsa overthrew King Ugrasen and he also imprisoned Ugrasen along with Devki and Vasudev. Kamsa initially thought, my enmity is only with the eighth child being born to Devki, and therefore I will kill this eighth child once it is born. However, one of the ministers in Kamsa's court, he showed him a flower with 8 petals and then asked him a question. Which petal can you consider as the eighth petal? Now Kamsa had no answer because any point on a circle can be considered as the starting point of that circle. And what this meant was, how will you ascertain that the child born to Devki is exactly the eighth child? So the evil Kamsa then thought that I will kill every child who is born to Devki. I will not wait for the eighth child to be born. As a child is born, I will kill it. And thus, whenever a child was born to Devki, and Kamsa heard the cries of the child, he would come rushing to the prison. He would grab the child by its legs and dash its head against a rock, thereby instantly killing that child. In this way, Kamsa killed 6 children of Devki. Devki was grieving because of the loss of 6 children, and Devki and Vasudev then surrendered to Lord Vishnu and prayed to him to protect their subsequent children. Lord Vishnu appeared before them and blessed Devki that now you will have 2 children. As soon as the seventh child called Balram is born to you, this child would be transferred to the womb of a woman called Rohini. I myself will be born as your eighth child and will be known as Krishna in this incarnation. As soon as I am born, you take me to a village called Nandgaon, which lies across the Yamuna river. Vasudev told the Lord that he had been chained and the prison doors were also there, and there were many prison guards. So, how could he cross the river Yamuna? The Lord said, you don't worry about all that, it will all be taken care of. You just transfer the child and take him to Nandgaon. Vasudev and Devki agreed to this, and Lord Vishnu then blessed them and disappeared. Vasudev and Devki felt like this was a dream. Soon the Lord was born to Vasudev and Devki in the form of an infant, who later came to be known as Krishna. Now, as soon as Krishna was born, all the guards who were guarding the prison, they automatically fell asleep. The prison doors opened by themselves. The chains with which Vasudev and Devki were shackled, those chains automatically opened and broke apart. And in the prison, there appeared a small basket. Devki told Vasudev to make haste and take the child to Nandgaon as was instructed by the Lord. Vasudev immediately kissed the child, put it in the basket, and started moving out of the prison. All the guards had fallen asleep, the doors had opened, and the path was open. It was in the dead of the night that Vasudev moved outside the prison, and near the prison there was the Yamuna river which had to be crossed. Now, on that day, it was raining very heavily, and the Yamuna had swelled as if it was going to flood. But when Vasudev reached the banks of Yamuna, the river automatically split into two parts, and there was a pathway for Vasudev to walk. As Vasudev waded through the Yamuna river, the divine snake of Lord Vishnu, that is Sheshnag, appeared and protected Lord Krishna and Vasudev from getting wet as Vasudev was carrying Lord Krishna in the basket, as you can see in this picture. Thus, Krishna was born on the 8th Tithi of the Bhadrapad month, that is the month of September. Okay, and therefore, this is known as Janma Ashtami, that is the birth on the 8th Tithi of Bhadrapad month. Vasudev soon reached Nandgaon and knocked on the door of his friend Nanda. Nanda opened the door and Vasudev explained everything to him. At the same time, Nanda's wife Yashoda had given birth to a daughter. So Nanda suggested that Vasudev leave his son with them and take this daughter back so that he can convince Kansa that this is the eighth child. And thinking that this is a girl child, Kansa will not kill this child. So saying, Vasudev took the girl child back with him and he placed Krishna with Yashoda. Yashoda was deep in sleep and therefore she did not know all this that was happening. Now, when Vasudev reached back into the prison, automatically the doors closed. Vasudev was again bound with shackles and the prison doors closed. The guards became awake. They now heard the cries of a small baby girl crying and they ran to inform Kamsa that the eighth child has been born. Kamsa rushed there, but he was shocked to see a baby girl. Now Vasudev told Kamsa, don't kill this girl. It is not a male child and therefore a girl cannot harm you. But Kamsa refused to agree to this. He pulled the girl by her legs and he was about to dash her head on a rock when suddenly the baby flew upwards and changed into goddess Durga. And the Devi told Kamsa that the one who is going to kill you is already born. And she disappeared, telling Kamsa that very soon he will be killed at the hands of this eighth child. By now, by the grace of Vishnu, Vasudev had forgotten all that had happened. And therefore, when Kansa questioned him, Vasudev told him, I don't know anything. In the village of Nandgaon, Krishna was being looked upon fondly by his mother Yashoda and father Nanda as if he were their own child. Yashoda had no clue about what had happened and therefore she loved Krishna with all her heart. She was very fond of him and Krishna also engaged with her like a child would engage with a normal mother. Kamsa somehow got news that the child born to kill him is in a village called Nandgaon and therefore he sent many demons there to kill the children born there. He sent a demon called Putna to kill Krishna. Putna would go through the houses of Gokul, take the kids and breastfeed them. She had applied poison to her breasts and therefore when a child suckled a breast, the child would die. She also managed to get hold of Krishna, but when she caught Krishna, Krishna caught her neck and he held it so tightly that the demon collapsed and died. And this event is referred to as the death of Putna, a demoness whom Krishna killed. Later on, Kamsa sent many other demons to kill Krishna and Balram. However, Krishna and Balram killed all these demons, and with each progressive day, Kamsa was now convinced that it is none other than Krishna himself who is the eighth child born to Devaki. Now, Krishna had grown up into a teenager, and therefore, Kamsa thought of a strategy. He decided to invite Krishna and Balram to Mathura to participate in a wrestling match. And he thought that when they come, I will get them killed. A person called Akrur, who was also a great devotee of Lord Vishnu, was sent to fetch Krishna and Balram. Yashoda was not ready to leave Krishna. However, Krishna convinced her that he will go to Mathura and will be safe with Akrur. With a heavy heart, Yashoda and Nanda allowed Krishna to go. In the wrestling match that ensued, Krishna and Balram killed the strongest of the wrestlers. As Kamsa saw his wrestlers dying, he ordered his soldiers to immediately kill Krishna and Balram. However, Krishna pounced on the throne and pulled Kamsa down and killed him on the spot, as you can see in this figure. Krishna then freed Ugrasen, his mother Devaki, and father Vasudev from the prison. He made Ugrasen the king of Mathura again. Now, in his childhood, Krishna was very fond of butter, and he, along with the other children in Nandgaon, used to quietly go into the houses of women called gopis there, who would have pots of butter hanging from the ceiling. They would form a pyramid, break the pot, and eat the butter, and therefore Krishna is also known as Makhan Chor, that is, one who steals butter. Janmashtami is celebrated as the birthday of Lord Krishna. On this day, devotees pray to Lord Krishna for his grace. And the next day following Janmashtami is celebrated as Gokul Kala or Dahi Handi, which means Dahi Handi means a pot filled with dahi is hung from a very high place, and a pyramid is formed by children, and this pot is broken to remember Lord Krishna's interest in eating butter. So this is a picture from Mumbai near Dadar station on one of the Gokulashtamis. Okay, and you can see a human pyramid is formed to break the pot of butter. The second day after Janmashtami is therefore known as Dahi Handi, and you can see people are forming a pyramid and breaking these pots. That is because Lord Krishna used to like butter, and similarly he used to form pyramid with his friends and break the pots in the house of gopis. So friends, this is the story behind the birth of Lord Krishna. The birthday of Lord Krishna is celebrated as Janmashtami on the 8th Tithi, that is the date of Bhadrapad month, that is the month of September, in Krishna Paksha, that is the dark fortnight of the moon. And the day following that is celebrated as Dahi Handi. If you like this video, please mark it as liked on YouTube. For any consultations, any queries, email us at astrosevaworld@yahoo.com and we'll be glad to assist you. To know more about us, visit our website astroseva.tripod.com. So friends, thanks a lot. We'll see you soon shortly with another video. Till then, bye, take care and stay safe.